Okay, this is the fifth video for Excel Chapter 9 in the Microsoft Excel Comprehensive Textbook. We're on page 596. This should be the last video for Chapter 9. And we are on the middle of page 596, and it says click the production plan sheet. And we've lost a sheet here. Let's do a little bit of scrolling and click on production plan and make it the active worksheet. Click the what if analysis button. And we want to choose Scenario Manager, and we want to click the Summary button here and click Scenario Pivot Table Report, and now your dialog box should match what you see on the top of page 597, and then we want to click on OK. And now we're on page 598, and we want to do a rename. It just created this pivot table for us, and all he's doing is putting the word production on the front of it, so we don't need to retype the whole thing. Change the sheet tab color to brown accent 1. Okay, tab color, brown, tan, brown accent 4, brown accent 1. Okay. Drag the production scenario pivot table sheet tab to the right of the production scenario summary. Okay, so let's go to the right here. So we want right there to the left of costs. Reduce the font size in row 3 to 9 points. What is it now? It's 11. Reduce it to 9. Set the width of column A to 13. Column width 13. And set the width of columns B to G to best fit. So we'll do B to G here, and you'll get a best fit if you just double click between any two column headers here. And there we go. Now it all fits on one screen a little bit better. It says if necessary, close the pivot table fields task pane. You can close it just by clicking outside of it, the pivot table somewhere. Okay, and now we are on the bottom of page 598, preparing a workbook for distribution. And first thing we do is going to look for some hidden information in the document. So it says save the workbook with the file name on display packaging analysis distribute. So I'm going to do a file, and I'm going to do a save as, and I'm going to save it in the same folder, and this time I'm going to keep my name on the end of it so I know it's a file that I've edited, and it's on display packaging analysis distribute, and then my last name. Okay, so we can save that, and we get back in here, and we want to make production plan the active worksheet. So let's do a little bit of scrolling here. We see with these long tab names down here, it makes it kind of hard to get many of them visible on screen at the same time, but I've got a widescreen monitor, so I can make them fit by dragging this little two-headed arrow over here. And what we want to do is we want to make production plan, which is the one over here on the left, the active worksheet, so click on that. Click File on the ribbon, and we get what they call Backstage View, which has all of this info. Seems like maybe I ought to call it the info view, but now let's go to the top of page 600, and what we want to do is we want to check for issues. So we'll click on this, and then we want to choose Inspect Document, which will check the workbook for hidden properties or personal information. Okay, so choose that, and now you get a list of things that we can have it inspect for us. And now we're on the top of page 601. We want to click the Inspect button to run the document inspector, so go ahead and click on that. And we'll see there is some personal information here, nothing unusual. There's a hidden row that you might not be aware of, and somebody could obviously go in and unhide that. And we're not going to make any changes here, but it will tell you of things that it finds and give you the option of removing them before you pass the worksheet on or the workbook on to anybody else. Okay, so now we're at the bottom of page 601. Let's click on close, and that will go away. And now we are on the middle of page 602, and we want to actually, I guess they have us go back, and now we're right back. Click on file again, we're right back in here, and click the Save As tab on the left here. And then it tells us to navigate to where we want to save it, and I'm just going to take my current folder here, and under Save As Type down here at the bottom you've got a bunch of options, and one of the options is to save it in the old format if you're going to be sending this to somebody with an older version of Excel. They also have the option of downloading a little add-on for the older version of Excel that will allow it to read newer versions of Excel, which might be a smarter way to solve this problem. So we want to select that. This is the bottom of page 602. And then we want to click the Save button down here. And we'll get this compatibility checker, which usually is something that you can ignore, I think, most of the time. So just drag the corner, make this a little bit bigger, and so it tells you a little bit about what the problems are. And if we want to make a copy of this, so we've got an Excel 2013 version and an Excel 2003 to 2007 version, we can do copy to a new sheet. And now we're on the top of page 604. And we want to go to File again. And we want to go to Backstage View, which is what we get by default here. And click the Save As tab. Let's go to the same place here again. And let's go to Save As. We're going to do Excel 97 2003 Workbook again. Click on Save. And now we're on number 5 at the bottom of page 604. And again, we'll expand this a little bit. And click on Continue. And it will save it for us. And we want to click on File yet again. Go to Backstage View. Click on the Protect Workbook button and choose Mark as Final. And click on OK when the dialog box comes up. This should be similar to what you see on the top of page 605. And click on Continue here. and click on OK. And that's the end of chapter 9. And that's the end of this video.